Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? Happy Boxing Day, everybody. Welcome to it's not even a new trading week, is it? It's Sunday. Welcome to Boxing Day. Welcome to Sunday. Obviously tomorrow is a bank holiday also, so markets open properly as of Tuesday, I believe. But anyway, obviously crypto markets 24/7. So yeah, we shall go straight over to those said crypto markets. So here we have Bitcoin on the 4 hour. So yeah, as you can see, we are testing down into this support zone, basically about 49,500 to $50,000 area. Obviously that important psychological $50,000 level basically is here also, but I mean it is a level, also it is a support level, regardless of obviously the nice round number. So we do realistically want to see us to hold here, push back up. I mean it's such a tight range, but yeah, push back up to $51,000 area. I do think we are probably going to be waiting till traditional markets open to get a bit of direction. We're probably just having a bit of a retail driven fun over these festive days. So what we do want to see though is obviously get ourselves up towards 53,000 and then have a shot of breaking above. Obviously we all know we're going full risk on his stock markets, so things are looking good for a rally into the start of the next year. We clearly, even if stock markets continue onwards and upwards into their price discovery, we will surely have some pretty big pullbacks in the process of potential more upside. So yeah, what does that mean for Bitcoin? I mean, we are obviously heavily correlated to stock markets as well, particularly the Nasdaq. It is a particularly risky asset. So I think the digital gold element, to a certain extent, has gone out the window with regards to how closely we trade relative to gold. But I mean, if you want to look at the historic chart of Bitcoin, it is basically only up. So it is a good hedge against anything, because it just goes up and up and up in an exponential fashion. So yeah, we shall see what happens. 2022, I'm sure, is going to be an interesting year. There are going to be a lot of questions answered in 2022. One of them, are we still in sort of that 4-year cycle? Are we in a lengthening period? Have we hit like critical mass or escape velocity for crypto, to even if it just has a longer super cycle where it doesn't do any crazy gains? Maybe we get up to about 100,000, 100 plus. Maybe we come back down to 60, 70. Maybe we trade like that for a bit. No, basically 90% nearly crashes. Yeah, well, it will be an interesting year. We've got to hope that the industry, the dynamics have expanded or just percolated enough into the system of current people. I mean, you guys will all know that there's lots of finance 1.0 people that are very interested and involved in cryptocurrency now. So I think they do understand the current system is literally, it is just, I mean, we all understand the current system is just waiting for that moment when it is pretty much game over. I mean, when that comes, who knows? But it is on the cards. But yeah, I mean, they can string things on for as long as they can. I mean, all we can really hope for, in my opinion, is like a more orderly transition into a fairer system, into what I hope to be a cryptocurrency based system, because it seems to be the fairest way. There isn't really another way to do it, I don't think. So yeah, if we see a smooth transition, then great. Nice smooth super cycle up in crypto. Or if things do start to get a bit wild, then yeah, it will be a bit more of a difficult process, a difficult transition. But I mean, we pretty much all know the current system is dead. Even the current it's not even just a financial system. The current, how everything is done, politics is pretty much broken. The actual the means of production is changing. to obviously automation, robotics and AI. I mean, that doesn't have a need for people. There isn't the same need for people to work, so it's difficult then to keep people on that treadmill of working for that wage, keeping them basically wage slaves to then to be constantly fighting against the tide of obviously ever increasing money printing and inflation of assets. That is obviously, you can't really keep people on the treadmill if there's no need for the treadmill. If you understand what I mean. There is now a robotic mouse just trundling away on that treadmill. You don't need an actual real human mouse or hamster or whatever you want to, whatever, on that treadmill. So yeah, some thoughts for the day. But yeah, so there we go. We need to kind of hold this level. If we don't, then we are looking at a minimum of about 48, and then potentially we do just come down and test the bottom of the channel that we're basically in at the moment. If we want to look at the Ethereum Satoshi pairing, it did pretty much move off that level that we kind of drew in yesterday, because it did look like an important level for it to hold. So fortunately, holding it thus far. Need to get back above this horizontal clearly though, which probably won't be an easy task, especially not with Bitcoin threatening to make the moves Bitcoin is threatening to make, either to the upside or downstairs, either upstairs or downstairs. But yeah, the moves were, I don't know what's going on here. It's been a bit laggy. That'll do. Got it, bingo. But yeah, probably difficult to get back above here, but if we do, I would expect us to then try and push through these wicks and then move onwards and upwards. But if we do get rejected here, this will look like a potential descending triangle of sorts. I mean, you could maybe call it a bullish pennant off the back of the overall move, but these lows are suspiciously close to each other relative to how sharp the decline will be to the downside. So I mean, it wouldn't look the best, but could it still be a nice bull flag off the back of this move? It very much could be. That is obviously what we're hoping for. But obviously you hope for the best and plan for the worst, or whatever the saying is. So yeah, Bitcoin dominance, bang on the 4-0. So looking to break through a nice round number of its own. I mean, if this breakthrough here, we end up in this zone. I mean, this is the zone. This is the cash out zone, in my opinion. This is where once Bitcoin gets going, altcoins then get down into this. Well, when Bitcoin dominance gets down into here, so altcoins are basically on the moon. That will be an important signal, I think. Ethereum USD, have a quick look at that. It is increasingly looking like it is in an ascending channel, potentially a bearish formation off the back of obviously downward price action. So it's got work to do. This asset has got work to do. Realistically, re-establishing a price in this zone would be good, and then ultimately we need to get above basically 4,500, call it $4,500 Ethereum, and then we should be off to the races again. Nothing else to look at in traditional markets because they are not open. Those Finance 1.0 people, they're so lazy. They don't deserve to control the financial system. They don't deserve it. So 4 hour is coming down along with price action. So if this finds a bottom and turns back up, we can potentially get some support there. We can't exactly call it a bullish reset because price action is coming down with it, so it's not a bullish reset. 10 hour is now pointing down and moving down. 12 hour up there. Daily still looking very good. 2 day looking decent here. 3 day well, turning back up from a low level, so it's got the potential to help us out, but it does need to get going if it is going to. And then 5 day and weekly still pointing down. Bi-weekly also turned back over, monthly up. So we have got work to do. If you look here, we do on the daily here. It's potentially a bit more clear. You can kind of see we've got to get above this horizontal to not look very bearish. Because getting rejected here would be very bearish. It would look like we have a very good chance of losing this level if that has to happen. And then if we get down to here, this is not a good level for us to lose. So we do need to get above this $53,000 level. I do think at the very minimum the whales, the evil market manipulating whales, will get us above here, because if they do want to tank the price, or if they are bearish, getting back into this zone is a lot better area to redistribute price action than down here. There will be more people interested in buying for a run to new all-time highs in this area than there currently is down here. This is a bit of a risky area. Get above here, start moving towards 58.5. People, or a certain amount of people. The market is obviously based on the weight of the people, but they will, a certain amount of them will be expecting or looking for moves above 58.5 into new highs. So this will be a good area for the evil market manipulator whales to distribute a lot of Bitcoin into a potential FOMOing market. So that's what we need to be careful of. If we do then get back above here, then again, this is a good area, but I feel like the weight of the bulls and even the weight of themselves will be like, let's just let this run. Let's let this run towards 100k. But if this is obviously this is the level. This is sort of the perfect battleground level for the bulls and bears to decide the direction of this market, because there will be basically plenty of liquidity, plenty of buying, plenty of selling. Down here, there is not necessarily plenty of buying. If we are obviously to then see downward price, if there is to be big selling, the buyers could just not basically turn up. And then above here, similarly, this is the opposite. In this area, basically above, well, we'll just call it above 60,000, you wouldn't really expect the bears, you wouldn't really be expecting people to realistically wanting to short around a high here, around this area where it does look like they could short or sell at a higher level. So, yeah, that is pretty much it for today. Thank you for listening, guys. Remember, this is not a financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.